Why can't I make connections with people when I feel like I'm doing everything right? First of all, you start to be like a quiet kid and you start to progressively improve your social skills by watching these kind of YouTube videos on online and in YouTube. And then you start to realize there's an improvement in your social skills. You start to make better eye contact, you can talk much more louder and freer, and have a good body language, everything. People start to treat you with much more respect. You are not being the awkward kid in the class, in the room. You feel like, that's an actual improvement in my social skills. And suddenly you just feel there's still a missing part. There's still one of a part that is missing in my heart. I feel the connections, but they are shallow. I don't have a real connection with me. I don't have a real friendship, and that is exactly what most of the people who are trying to improve their social skills and after a prolonged period of time started to face. This is the situation, and this is the exact situation this Reddit post user also posted on the Reddit page of social skills. And in this thing, I found the exact problem. In this one sentence, I refrain from making anything about myself unless I am asked. If you just watch this sentence particularly, you can clearly understand what is the problem. Just a second. Motherfucker. If you just watch this particular sentence, you can clearly understand the problem. That is, if you're not sharing about the things of you, and you just let the other person talk and talk and talk, you will be just end up on the situation where there's nothing they can talk about themselves anymore, and the conversation actually stops. But yet still improving your social skills make the other person feel like I'm still being listened. So they will continue to talk much things and they'll be happy to talk with you. But you are not the person who is happy to talk with them. That is the reason. What am I telling is the other person will be much more connected with you, but you wouldn't be that much connected with them. You will have a shallow connection, but they will be much more connected with you. And the main issue is you're not you're not talking about yourself to the other person. If you start to share about your things, your personal beliefs, your systems, or whatever you are, or underwear, or something, if you start to share your personal things with them, they will start to form a very good connection with you. It becomes a mutual connection, and you can make a very good friendship. And let me tell you a story of how me and my best friend that you know from my YouTube videos become the best friends. And this is exactly what the first moment of him watching. We were that is the first year of our university period. I was sitting in there's a group of, we just, all the first years have been sat there, and I was sat with another guy and I was talking with him. I just saw him just two benches away and look at him, and in the first impression what I thought is, this is the most dumbest kid I had seen in this room. He might be the most dumbest stupid piece of shit in this. And that is the exact thought that I thought. He might be like a kind of a guy who talks a lot and lot and lot. And he is actually, but he's not a dumb person after all. I later found out he is the most knowledgeable guy in the room. But later on only, I thought literally he's the dumbest kid. And and when I came to know that he is much more knowledgeable than other people, even I am in the field of the career field of AI and other things, and I started to form a shallow connection with them. I started to talk with them about those kind of things, about the point of their career, totally about the career stuff only. I talked only about those career stuff, about the studies in the university. We talked about AI and everything. We talked about how AI works and data science. We shared much more knowledge since I had learned most things in the high school to university transformation time. Me and him just started to talk a lot. And what is the important thing is the connection felt shallow. I didn't feel like he's like a good friend of mine, not that kind of connection. He's just like a business partner for me. I didn't feel like he's like a buddy at that time. But after a certain time, when I started to show much more about my vulnerable things, about my mindset, about the girls, about other peoples, about politics, and about studies, and we started to sync more since we have much more of similarities. And after only that, we become the best friends. We share same kind of funny funny things, like we share same kind of jokes. And the reason is we need to be vulnerable enough to share your things to other people, and then only you can form a genuine connection rather than shallow one. You start to realize that you need to be much more genuine about your things to other people. You need to talk about yourself too. In those books like the How to Influence Friends and Influence People, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, I finally got the title right. In that book, of course, it is said like you need to let the other person talk, you need to encourage them to talk about themselves. Yeah, of course. But there is a kind of bullshit. If you follow that thing only, you're not supposed to talk about yourself too. And then only you can form a mutual friendship. Or else you can only influence people. You'll just end up on influencing your people. Like if you're doing that on a stage of group of people that you doesn't even care about, that is another thing. That is the shallow connection. But if you want to make an real friendship, then this is what you are supposed to do. Share with much more vulnerability, share those personal things. Don't limit yourself by not talking about yourself unless you are being asked. Ask you, talk about yourself too. And that is the most useful tip that I can give to you to form an meaningful, real connection. And if you want to know much more about this kind of things, you can buy my course on by clicking the link in the description. And it is actually teaches you a lot more about those kind of things that makes you like a normal human being. I'm not telling about normal. I'm telling you better human being than being a ignored person in the room. You'll be felt respected. You don't feel rejected at all. This is the kind of things that I can share, and that is what I taught you in the course. See you later in the course. See you. Bye.